Hello everyone, my name is Kali Ankra. With me here today is Stefan, and he'll be talking to us about SNwolley. What is SNwolley, Stefan?
So SNwolley is a cloud-based machine learning platform that allows users to just create an account for them to do any data mining information or any analytics. And what it's supposed to do is to be able to automate the job of a data scientist. So it's purely machine learning on the cloud. That's basically what SNwolley is.
Okay. In talking about SNwolley, you made mention of machine learning. So what exactly is that?
So machine learning is a branch of artificial intelligence, and it's like training the machine to behave like humans. So giving an example is having a child, and you train the child how to speak English. You correct the child when the child makes mistakes, and when the child does the right thing, you congratulate the child, and so on and so forth. So at the end of the day, within the span of 3 to 4 years, you know the child can now do the right thing. Now, it's the same thing that applies to a system. So you pick a computer or a machine, then you train it with data sets. And over time, the machine can also make mistakes. You congratulate it when it does the right thing. When it makes a mistake, you punish the machine. When it has finished learning over time, then you know that you have trained the system. You subject the machine to new form of data set, and it's able to predict the right thing and so on and so forth. But the difference between the training you do to the child and you give to the child and that of the machine is that the child will take 3 to 4 years, but the machine within 15 minutes, within 1 hour, is able to train all those kind of things. So that's exactly what machine learning. So allowing the system to behave like humans that can do the prediction within a split second. It's all about machine learning from a layman's perspective.
Okay, Stefan. So what is unique about SNwolley?
So the uniqueness of SNwolley is its simplicity and the fact that it is easy to use. With few clicks, you should be able to analyze your prediction. You should be able to get from the beginning to the end. So we try to make sure that it is very easy, and the algorithms that are run on the system are put behind the scene for anything to happen. And I think that's one of the uniqueness that we've brought to SNwolley, ensuring that you don't need a lot of data scientists to come and analyze the system for you. So far as you uploaded the job, what the data scientist will do is being done behind the scene for you. That's one uniqueness.
All you need to do is just to log in and then
upload your data.
Awesome. What are some of the use cases that I can apply SNwolley on?
So in every sector, SNwolley can be used. In the agricultural sector, in the health sector, in governance, in every business, SNwolley can be used. So it's just a matter of knowing what you want to do. For example, if you go to a bank and you realize that a lot of fraudulent activities are happening. Just this morning, we were told that over 190 million Ghana cedis was the banks were being defrauded. What SNwolley would do is just log on to the system, and so far as there is an activity that's going on, it goes to hit your live system, and instantly it will tell you that this is a fraudulent activity. So within the short possible time, you're able to know an event that was about to happen, than to rather allow the events to happen before you're able to look at. In the hospital system, when you go for a lab checkup, within 15 minutes, 1 second or 30 seconds, depending on the data that is, you can be able to predict or know if somebody has malaria or so and so forth. So in governance, you should be able to know which president will be the next president of Ghana. You should be able to know that. So SNwolley can be used in every industry and so on and so forth.
Very interesting. What do you envisage will be some of the challenges that you may encounter as you try to get people, businesses, and other relevant officials on board? So
one of the main challenges that we've had in the past is that most people confuse business intelligence with machine learning. So that has been a major challenge. But it's for now, it's going to be things of the past, and because of advocacy, we are trying to explain to them how the difference and how it complements each other and so on and so forth. So we've been writing articles and publishing them to make sure that people understand the difference and not to throw away one or the other. So that's what has been a challenge, but I think there's been a work in progress. Also, our culture has always been a problem. For example, if someone tells you, I am coming, you see the person going away as the person says is coming and so on and so forth. So how do you build algorithms to take care of these cultural values and so on and so forth? Or in other instances, the person tells you at 4 o'clock, let's have a meeting. What it actually means mostly in Ghana is that it is 4 o'clock, the person calls you to tell you at home and all this. So to even actually book a meeting, is it going to come on and so on and so forth. So these are some of the things that you have, and data the normal problem, and so on and so forth. Yeah. There are many challenges, but these are some of the things. But there's a workaround around all these things, and so on and so forth.
Okay. Could you have a feel of it? I'm sure a practical demonstration would help.
Okay, so we would have to log into SNwolley to be able to do that. So you just enter your user details, and it meets you with the dashboard, and it gives you a dashboard that has the number of models that you've predicted, and the predictions that has also happened, and the accuracy level. If there's been a failed model, you'll be able to see that, and it gives you a historical demonstration of all the models and so on and so forth. And so this is the view of the dashboard. So for now, what we want to do is to be able to predict what is happening on your brand. So what's happening. So we'll take maybe the Ghana education tracking system, the double tracking system that is currently happening. So we want to be able to do that, and all you need to do is just to enter a new query, and just like we said, the user interface, very few clicks, then you're able to do that one. So you enter the hashtag there, then that's Ghana education tracking system. So you give it the hashtag name, so it allows you to do that. So Ghana double track system, then you click on submit. Then what this does is that it goes to the social media. So for the sake of the demonstration, we'll just pick the 15 minutes, within the last 15 minutes, what people are saying about the Ghana double tracking system, and we'll be able to analyze. So view the positive feedback and the negative feedback. So you see there. So we want to click on the details to analyze whatever people are saying. So out of 209 data sets for the past 15 minutes, 85.17% are giving positive feedback, and 14.83 are giving negative feedback. So what the government would want to do is to be able to see what are people saying, the 31 people, what are they saying about this feedback. And in the table below, it tells you the comments that has happened, the time that it happened, and the people that gave it, and the sentiment analysis, whether it's positive or negative, and so on and so forth. So we want to pick on the negative feedback. What are people saying about that? So let's see one of the things that people are saying. So we'll just pick, let's say, so somebody says that this is bullshit. You have introduced double track system because there are no facilities to implement. So you can see all that. So what the government would want to do is to actually look at what these people are saying, and now try to do some level of advocacy. If it's some level of education, or to let people understand why this is happening, they will do that. But positively, they see highly, the 85% of people are giving positive feedback. So of course, you can see this on what is how impact on your brand, and so on and so forth. So would you want to see another brand?
Yes.
So maybe what we want to do is to look at a popular musician in Ghana called SNwolley. So we want to see what is happening on this brand. So we've analyzed for 15 minutes what people are saying about this brand. So you see that because he's trending, you see a lot of data set about him. 25,140 data within a short 15 minutes, and so on and so forth. So you realize 77.64% are giving positive feedback on his brand, and so on and so forth, and 22.36 are giving negative feedback. So what he want to do, you realize he has a strong brand. People are actually, they like whatever he's doing. So he can see that from here. But obviously he would also want to look at what are the negative comments people are saying about. Exactly. You understand the point. So what we want to do is to look at some of the comments people said about him. So you see, we would go to some of the negative feedback, and you see that, okay, SNwolley and Kwakes's beef is so girly, laugh, and so on and so forth. So you can see something that is there, and so on and so forth. So you see, this is somebody says that in Ghana we have only 4 problems: Black Stars, NPP, NDC, and SNwolley, and so on and so forth. So you see, these are some of the feedback you see, and so on and so forth. And others are saying that, fans, why is it so hard for you to admit that SNwolley isn't always right, and so on and so forth. So he can look at this and start getting back to his people, and so on and so forth. So this is what SNwolley does. It's able to go to all social media platforms and analyze the data on that. One of the data sets I would also want us to look, the other use case we would want to look, is fraud detection. Just today, we've heard that last year, a lot of money was being stolen from the banks, and so on and so forth. But this could have been seen instantaneously. What SNwolley would have done for them is be able to train whatever transaction that has happened for, maybe the bank would come and say, okay, give us data for the last 2017, and would analyze it. Where was some of the data that was fraudulent activity, the others that were not fraudulent activities. So we'll be able to analyze that data and now introduce new data set to it to see whether lively, we can see whether there's a fraudulent activity and so on and so forth. So let's pick data set. So we'll just go to a model and we'll say we want to see maybe Npontu Bank, or maybe Npontu Bank fraud detection.
Okay.
So just write it in Npontu Bank fraud detection. So you will give the name of the model and you select the category. What you want to predict is whether it's going to be a fraudulent activity or not. So there are different classes that you see. So whether it's going to be fraudulent activity or not is a yes or no.
Yes.
If you wanted to predict a value, you would have done a prediction of numeric value. But for now, what we want to do is to predict whether this activity is fraudulent or not. So you'd go to classification, you select that, and you enter the data source. So on this data source, you can upload a file. You can just go to your database connection, or you can go to online and go and do that. So in terms of data sources, you can do that. For now, we want to upload a file. So we just upload a file to train the system. So when you click on this, it will bring all the columns. When you click on submit, it will bring all the columns. So you click on submit. So it brings all the columns. It tells you that the last column is what to detect whether it's going to be a fraudulent activity. So he clicks on submit, then it begins to analyze. So what this does is that it's going to train the data, and behind the scene, it will run all the algorithms that the data scientist would have done. This is where we mentioned automating the data scientist job. So it has selected the model which says random forex classification. So we want to be able to see the details on what is happening. So you see that there's an accuracy level and all those ones. So we will go ahead and start predicting the data. So we predict, we go to board. So this is now the new introduction. So we've trained the data. We want now to see this new data. Is this a fraudulent activity or not a fraudulent activity? So we just put the data in it. Then we click on submit. Then it should go and test this. So within a short time, you should be able to process it. It's ready. It's very fast too as well. So you just go and click on view. Then you see it gave you 80.52 accuracy. What it means is that it might not be. So we'll go down. So let's scroll down. So let's scroll down. So you see that the ones that are 1 are fraudulent activities. The ones that are 0 are not fraudulent. So you'll be able to see here. We just put sample data. That's why you see the names repeating there and so on and so forth. So this is what you can use to be able to determine. So for this, what the bank will do is to be able to integrate this with their live system, and anytime these activities is happening, it moves from their core banking application and it comes to query the system to see whether this transaction is fraudulent and so on and so forth. So you can integrate from your current existing application to our AI through an API connection, and you're able to do all those kind of tests. So within split second, you'll be able to predict all those ones. So this is what SNwolley can do.
Thank you, Stefan. It's been lovely having you.
Npontu.